Hello, my dear students. I welcome all of you in this my very channel, English by Uday Kumar Choudhary. As in my earlier videos, I provided you some tips about speaking English in a better way, so that our impression may be better. Okay? Actually, here question arises: for what purpose we want to speak English? Certainly, we want to be honored. We want to be respected. We want to give our impression upon others. So it is quite necessary to follow some rules of grammar and the way in which it is translated. Translation is quite necessary for speaking English. Some basic rules of translation must be followed. Only then we will be able to speak correct English and our impression will be good. Okay? For speaking English, some topics of grammar must be followed. For example, in speaking English, generally narration is used, voice is used, okay? And basic rules of translation must be followed. Narration, voice, it is quite necessary for speaking better English. So, if we want to speak English, if we want to be good orator, okay, ठीक है, if we want to speak English in a such a way that it may be considered, it may be proved as our fruitful communication, effective communication, that we must have the knowledge of grammar and tense. Okay, only then we will be considered as good person who speaks English and our impression will be lasting. Okay, so my first and foremost tip is to everybody who wants to speak English that they must know the basic rules of tense and some rules of narration, voice. Okay, narration, voice, these two chapters of grammar are quite necessary for speaking better English, because everywhere voice and narration is used for effective English, for impressive English. Okay, my dear friends, generally it is considered that while we gossip, while we communicate, okay, when we convey our message, okay, in such type of situation, only direct rule of translation is only tense is not required, but okay, we use their voice, narration, and so many some other rules, but they are less important. Okay, okay, voice and narration, these very two chapters of grammar are very essential for speaking good English. Okay, so I suggest all of you who want to speak English in a better way, in an effective way, in an impressive way, to follow the rules of these very two chapters, at least narration and voice and rules of tense. Okay, and certainly we must break the hesitation. Okay, okay, and it is the best way to break the hesitation to speak before the mirrors. Okay, if we speak before the mirrors, we will not be humiliated. No one there will be to humiliate us. Okay, so we, for breaking hesitation, we should speak before the mirror. Okay, okay, being alone, nobody here is to help us in speaking English. Only it is we who will help ourselves. No one will come to make you speak English. Okay, we ourselves have to speak English. Okay, so self help is necessary. We must not depend upon others, that anyone will come and make me understand English, make me speak English. Nobody here in this very busy world is available to help you in your speaking English. So, self help must be followed. Self help. And in doing this very self help, speaking before the mirror is very effective. Okay? So, my dear fellows, my dear students, I suggest all of you to at least follow 2 chapters of grammar, narration and voice, and tense. Certainly, one day you will be a wonderful orator. Okay? Nobody will beat you. If you know these very rules, you will never be beaten. Okay? And you will be an effective communicator, and you will give good impression upon others. Everywhere you will be respected. Okay? In every society, if you speak English, you will be considered as a literate man, an educated man. Today, in this very world, anyone who doesn't speak English is not considered as an educated man. Okay? No doubt you may have degrees of MA, MD, or doctorate. Okay? Or you are lecturer. But if you do not speak English in a better way, I mean in a correct way, you will not be considered as a respectable man. You will not be considered as an educated. So it is quite necessary for us to follow these very rules and break our hesitation, adopt self-help technique, and certainly you will be able to put good footprints upon the path of followers. Okay, my dear fellows, today nobody here is to looking you what you are doing. No one has any time to look you what you are doing, but you go on your way. Nobody is going to help you, nobody is going to disturb you. Okay, to some extent anyone may disturb you, anyone may laugh at you, but if you, by your practice, by breaking hesitation, by adopting the self-help technique, one day you will be a good speaker of English. And at that very time, after that very time, people will flock around you. One who has laughed at you certainly will praise you. So, my dear fellows, you adopt the technique of self help. Nobody is coming to help you in speaking. Okay? With my this very message, I thanks a lot of to all of you for watching my this video. Okay? In my next video, I will provide you some more effective tips. Okay? Thanks a lot of.